How is that? Hello. I was talking to my merry self for a good 5 minutes there. So, one, I'm going to have to repeat myself, which is great. Um, Two, the stuff I've been fiddling around with didn't work, um, which is not great. Um, I did say give us some audio feedback. What's it like? Because yeah, I was going to say I was fiddling around my feedback with my audio, so some feedback would be good. But turns out it didn't work, so that's great. Yes, hello everyone. Welcome along to IA Racing League. Live on Twitch for round number 20. We have 4 to go. Qualifying is well underway. We are already 4 minutes in. And Richie in the Alpine is kicking us off with his first flying lap of the night. It's nice to be back streaming after last week. Sorry for the inconvenience, people, but I had a birthday. Sorry, there's not much I can do about that one. But yes, thank you all for your lovely birthday messages in Discord. Appreciate that. Jacob kicks us off with a 16.5. Richie and Barb are on 18s at the moment. No face cam. So I'm streaming on my wife's laptop for the moment, but there's only one USB slot. So, and that has to be with the capture card. Otherwise, you can't see the action. So it means I can't get my good microphone in. I can't get my HD webcam on. It's very frustrating. I'm not going to lie. I'll catch up with what I was saying, seeing as we all missed it. In the championship standings, after 19 rounds deflated, Wee has 300 exact points. Josh is 66 behind on 234, so there are 86 points left on offer. After this race. So if deflated basically can score 21 points between now and the end of the season, he has won the championship. That is that's the deal. Doesn't have to be this race, of course. It could happen this race, and we will watch out for that as much as we can. Red Bull have won the constructors. I think a steward's decision dropped a couple of places and promoted a couple of Red Bull places. As a result, they have officially won the constructors championship. So, as we predicted all the way back in the summer on the reveal stream, well done to Red Bull. You are constructors champion. You have got 534 total points. That is 304 more than any other team in this division. Safe to say, it's been a damn good thrashing from the Red Bull lads. Hello, TD.
Haha, that scared you all.
It came up on the screen that you were in the party.
I know.
I don't know why. I have it on Do Not Disturb. Yes, I'm literally on Do Not Disturb. That was odd. Nice lap from Padge 17.7.
Well, I would join, however, it is currently not letting me join the game.
Oh, let's pop you an invite. How's TD's audio, chat?
Terrible.
Is it?
I don't know.
Oh. Don't say that if you don't know.
It doesn't sound bad. It sounds right. It sounds better
Okay.
than what I did last time.
Cool. Last time it sounded like we were both in a cave.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that's fixed it itself. On do
If it
one.
doesn't let me join, I will Just on Xbox.
Yes, that's a good idea. Got Gamper, head of Greg. Not too bad. Just by 200ths of a second. Still no one into the 1 minute 16s aside from Jacob. Full quali here tonight. Joseph Hales has joined late, but he is here nonetheless, which means we are 17 strong. And Snacks has aborted his lap. So on with Venicus then, who has scored pole position in the last two races. That is his first two poles in IRL for Avenicus. Can he make it a hat trick? Not this run, obviously. We're
No,
in
if he
Q1
does
still.
that.
And he has it validated. So let's catch up with that guy. He's on a second run. Evening, Salty Stevens. How are you doing?
Salty Stevens used some very hard aggression against you earlier, didn't
We've got two Salties now. We've got Salty Ballsack,
he?
who's in the chat, and we have Salty Stevens.
He's actually called Salty Ball Sack. Bow.
I'll let Salty Ballsack decides which pronunciation of his name he prefers. Or she, who knows? Well, it's not PG now. What's his name? Read it in the chat. And plus,
Look at
Josh, you
this.
need to
Look at this, Josh.
get out of the pits and set a lap, please.
Yeah, stop being a Twitch watcher and get out of pits and do a lap for once in
He's
your
a
life.
lurker. That's what he is. He's lurking. Snacks has gone for a
out, so you can do the same.
Snacks has gone for a second run after the earlier aborted lap. 16.7 should be good enough at the moment to get him through, but only 9 times on the board. What about Joseph Hales in the brand new Las Vegas livery for the Ferrari? In fact, we should probably do a poll as to what our thoughts are on that. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it?
I love that he's got red gloves on as well.
Looks like he's got a Christmas helmet on. It's got like stars and.
It's not his helmet, it's Carlos Sainz's helmet. Because he's going late, it's got Carlos Sainz's helmet.
Oh, that's just no originality, is it? He's scouting speed traps. Okay. That is off the track from Joseph, but he's slowed down enough to gain deemed that his lap still is valid. So if Joseph has hooked up the rest of this lap, okay, should be able to get through to Q2 on this run. But it's only P9. I have to say, a bit of a shock. Smaller's just coming to the end of the first sector. Frog coming to the end of sector 3. Good evening, Ritz. How are you doing?
I have a question for you that you normally ask me.
Sorry?
I have a question for you that you normally ask me.
Go on.
What do you think of this track?
I think it's a fun track. It's for me. It's meh. I've never been good at it, which means I've never really been able to enjoy it. It's very difficult, heavy on track limits, which I do struggle with from time to time. You know, but I can't really complain too much about it, to be honest. I'm very well, thank you, Rids. How are you? How are you doing? And how's Goldilocks as well? How's she doing?
Do you want to know my opinion on this track?
I already know, but the chat may not. Remember, keep it clean.
Absolutely dog.
Okay.
It is horrific. It's the worst track on this whole game. It's worse than Monaco, and I never want to do it next season. I'm
Okay.
glad I couldn't do it on Tuesday.
Can you hear the cars in the chat? just looking at my my audio. I think our
It's
voices
very
are a lot.
quiet for me anyway.
Okay.
On the cars.
If the chat asks me to turn it up, I will turn it up.
No.
Deflated does a 16.2, only half a tenth away from Avenicus, the early pace setter. CM21 in the last few moments has just gone above Jacob. That's a decent lap there from Jacob on 16.5. Set that in the opening couple of minutes of the session. Steinos and Josh finally out of the pit lane with only 5 minutes left. It's going to be hook up a lap or come in for a new set of tyres, perhaps. So a little bit more under pressure than maybe they wanted to, but Josh, as we said, was scouting out some speed trap stats.
What a bird. Anyway, John, I've just noticed you're saying about me commentators. I commentated last week and absolutely nothing happened to you. So the curse is gone, so shut your mouth.
Maybe the curse is when me and you commentate together.
I don't know, maybe.
Who knows? With Steinos then through this lap. Not seen an awful lot of Steinos in this league. It's only his fourth or fifth race with us, so
Because it leaks, that's why we don't see him there.
it's just horrible. Yeah, he's heads up turn 4 quite nicely there. Keeps it outside on the curb near outside of turn 5. All the lines seem to be decent. The problem with this track is, in order to get a perfect lap time, you have to abuse the curbs. That is just the nature of Formula One in general, plus this track.
And the curbs are terrible.
And the curves are terrible, so you have to have your setup right, you have to have the confidence. As Steinos short shifts into fourth of the stadium section and sets a 16.7, so a decent enough lap. What can Josh do? Sure, he'll be aiming to beat his teammate. Remember, Deflated needs just 21 points in this championship to win his first F1 Drivers' Championship. And it's 67 thousandths off his teammate.
In it, if Deflated wins and Josh scores no points, then Deflated wins. Not
Yes.
just if he scores thingy, 21 points.
No, I believe. Let's think about this mathematically, right? Josh can score a maximum of 112. Yeah, 112.
Wrong.
No, that's correct.
No, it's not.
But it just is, though.
Oh yeah, it is. I thought you missed out a spin. I thought you missed out a spin.
Josh can score 112. I know, you are right.
I thought so.
Deflated needs to outscore Josh by 21 points
Yeah.
tonight to win. But he needs like 50 points
So
to win the
essentially,
championship. So,
if Deflated doesn't win, then everything has to go.
yeah. So I apologise, chat. I've got that slightly wrong, but it was all in good faith.
See,
Frog has
I
backed
streamed
off.
last week and I got it right.
No one's perfect.
I'm perfect.
Why am I doing that for?
Oh, this Ferrari is so nice.
More Smiley under pressure. He is the time to beat on a 17.7. Richie's in the drop zone. Frog's in the drop zone, but as we saw a few minutes ago, Frog backed off his attempt, charged up the battery, and is now thundering through turn 3 on his timed run. Richie's also out there, but behind Smaller on track. Smaller only improves by 27 thousandths of a second, which means if Richie here can gain just over 2/10,
He's backed off.
he will push Smaller out. Will Richie make the line? Is the question.
No.
Doubt it. I think he'll just get to the pit entry when the flag falls. It's close actually.
No,
But he has just missed it. So Richie, unfortunately, is out of qualifying. Frog, though, is 3.5 tenths up. He needs 7 tenths exactly to beat Smaller Smiley's time and push him out of qualifying. Can Frog get by? It's a second improvement. That last sector was the kicker. And Smaller Smiley here is out.
And that Smaller will be disappointed in that.
He has not got his ERS on. Padge has knocked out a fellow manager of the league in Q1. Joseph Hales there only just got through.
Out.
Only just got through by the skin of his teeth in 14th place. Deflated Wee, let me add something here. He says Josh wants to win because he feels this might be his last good track. I want to win because I can set the consecutive wins record today. The record, I believe, is 5 for consecutive wins in a division. I think. Maybe Deflated
he keeps saying, oh, let me have Singapore because they're getting 6, so I presume it's 5.
Yes, so need to figure out actually how many Deflated is on.
We've already got a clip in the incident reports.
So Deflated has won the last 5 races in Texas, Qatar, Japan, Monza, and Zandvoort. We missed out Singapore because of some lobby glitches, but Deflated did win in Singapore, so technically it's 6 in a row, but according to the records it's only 5. Plethora of European drivers in the top 15. All of them, I believe, are from Europe. Not too sure where that guy and I are from. But in Q1, Smaller Smiley. Sorry?
That guy's from Germany.
And not too sure where I is from.
I don't know, to be honest.
So Smaller and Richie, 2 of the 4 crossplay users, are out in Q1. The streets will remember Singapore. No, we don't remember Singapore at all. Wolfie, what do you think about the new Ferrari livery? As soon as a Ferrari goes out, we'll go on board with it. If you haven't seen it already.
What do you think of the livery?
I thought it was one-shot quality. Excuse me? I asked her. Thought this was one-shot quality.
Interesting.
I mean, we've never done one shot. We've done short quali before, but not one shot. Jacob's out, so let's have a look then at this beautiful Ferrari, which I'm very grateful to be rocking on Sunday nights as well. You're all good, are you? Don't worry. Where are you from, Aya? Now you're in the chat. We're wondering where you're from. Your flag is
This is just where it's from London.
Puerto Rico. So we do have someone outside Europe in the quali session.
What time is it in Puerto Rico?
I've heard it's a beautiful place to live. Four PM. So 3 hours behind. Or 4 hours behind, actually. It's 7:57 PM here, local time in the UK. You were born in Puerto Rico. Wow, that's amazing. Plenty of drivers out on track, all 9 drivers out there at the moment. Still 6 in the pit lane, including both Red Bulls. Avenicus, the one to look out for in quali, with 2 pole positions in the last 2 races. Those are his first 2 in the league as well, so congratulations, Avenicus. You what?
I said then Andy's last. I'm so mean.
I have just updated the stats page, coincidentally, just before this stream. I'll get the milestones out after this race. But when Deflated comes out on track, there's a lovely stat that I think he'll appreciate, which is something to look forward to.
The biggest bottle job in the whole league.
No, it's a far more interesting stat than that. Jacob here seems to be getting held up by that guy, but that guy has just switched off his battery on his first run, so that's why the red light was flashing on the back of that guy's car. And as you can tell, the 1 minute 18 is not representative of his true pace. Jacob may have lost a bit of downforce, but 16.5 is identical to what he'd managed in Q1, so I can't really say it was a huge distraction for him. What about Frog? Hops on up into P7, but he's only going to be there temporary on the 37.5.
Banging time.
So that's a Sungod kind of time, that is. Joseph then will have seen on his screen his teammate has gone purple with the quickest lap time of the session so far. He cannot beat it. He is 9/10 off, in fact, on a 17.4. Getting pretty close, actually, Tom, to announcing lots of details for Season 6. I can't wait.
I know.
All I want to do is just type out an announcement with all the stuff in it, but can't yet. I'm not allowed. It's very irritating. Padge across the line, 17.2. He's got some pace tonight. As Padge, quarter of a second away from his teammate Greg. Dinos getting a decent slipstream from his teammate Snacks, who is P2 at the moment. Oh, but Steinos struggling with the rear of the car through the opening few corners. Will have lost all of that time that he gained in that big slipstream. Is the stream alright for you?
For me,
Yeah,
I think so.
cool. My PC decided to do a buffering circle, so
Take a poo.
yeah, pretty
Yeah, it's
much.
fine.
So just checking everything was a-okay. Thynos goes 7th, 17.6. Frog is back in the pits after his first run. We've got CM21, Josh, and Venicus on laps, but Venicus has turned off the ERS for now. So not quite happy with his run as Josh does a 16.2 and puts himself at the top of the Q2 charts. Venicus, as we said, turned off the ERS 34.2. He'll go again. What about CM21 across the line to do a 16.4, and that should get him through pretty comfortably into Q3. So you're right, TD. What's the strategy around here? Not in terms of tyres, but how should you approach this race tonight?
Patience. Undercut, overcut. There you go.
Lovely. Hopefully that helps someone out there. Deflated on a lap, and did say we would get to his milestone. Deflated Wee has become only the second driver in IRL's history to surpass 2,000 total points scored in the league. He has just as well got a milestone for 150 races in the league, and in doing so, he's hit 2,000 points. The only other driver to do that is IIRL J, and Deflated Wee is only a couple of hundred points off the all-time points record. And with Ross falling out of love of the game, hopefully it's not a goodbye forever, but it might give Deflated a bit more of an incentive to keep racking up those points in Season 6. And once again, he goes less than a tenth behind his teammate. So yeah, congratulations, Deflated, on those two incredible milestones. Talking of milestones, Greg is out on track as we speak. He has just taken the lead in terms of most races in IRL history, 174 tonight for him. So congratulations, Greg, as that guy has gone
That's
wide.
quite incredible to think about, really, because each race is about 2 hours, 174. That's about 350 hours worth of time just on this road.
Very
And that's
true.
not even including all the stuff that he does on our website.
Yes, everything to do with your stats, with the driver's standings, which you can find in the chat with exclamation mark standings. Greg not only fills in all the data through the screenshots of our races, but he created the whole system. So when you're looking at the standings page and thinking, this looks pretty good, that is all compliments to Greg. We have no input in that at all. Certainly does a lot for us. Greg's also one of our Discord managers, so You make sure the Discord server is A-OK. Don't have any problems with it. So yeah, shout out to Greg.
What a legend.
No, I heard Greg invented the windowsill. He is alleged. You're going to miss me next
I'm
season.
not even disappointed at this point, to be honest.
What is blood waffling about? You're talking about me? I don't waffle.
You do.
I do, but people don't mind it. I hope. That's right, I think. Joseph in the drop zone. Oh. Oh, Joseph. Mistake. He'll charge the battery and he'll go again. Not a massive
He
issue,
says he's
but
coming on no practice. So that isn't. This isn't the best track to come in and have no practice. I can tell you that.
to be fair, I've not done any practice and I'm racing on Sunday, so. Drivers coming out. The top 5 not out on track. Camper and Avenicus have done really well to get up into the top 10 at the moment. They're still in the pits. Everyone else is out on track, with the exception NRT Frog. And unless Frog comes out on track right now, there will be no more opportunity for him to go into Q3. There is still a little bit of time. Padge on a flyer, as his teammate has retired, but Padge has backed off. Will recharge the battery and has enough time to go again. Joseph starting a new lap. Bar just coming to the end of sector 1, where he's lost about 0.2 of a second.
Black sheep. I'm such a child, man.
You're disappointed in my jokes. What was that?
It wasn't even a joke. I just wanted to say it.
And he's backed off.
He's in a blackish car.
He's heard your dreadful singing and he's backed off his lap. Maybe he's allergic to nursery rhymes. Joseph, some cool TT merchant. He'll need to channel his inner TT tonight. 8/10
I
up. What's
can't
funny
believe
about
you just said that on stream.
that? You call him a TT merchant all the time.
No.
You do.
No.
Deny it at your own
I
peril.
would never call my teammate in any of that.
Well, you have, and he's proven it. 16-2, nice lap from Joseph. Well done, mate. Gets you through into Q3. Frog is still in the pits, so has unfortunately exited the session. Will be starting 15th on the grid. Bar is going again as Snacks goes purple and sets the quickest time. He is through to Q3. Aya comes across the line, does a 16.6 and pops him up into the top 7. Has a 6/10 gap to the drop zone, so looking likely that Aya will get through. Steinos does a 0.2 and goes 3rd. He's through to Q3, pushes Aya down. Avenicus now into the drop zone. Our pole sitter for the last 2 races is in trouble. Padge into the pits. He will start 12th at best, and Barbar invalidates through the stadium section. Avenicus goes quickest and gets through to Q3. Aya teetering perilously on the edge of safety. Camper has been pushed out of the session. Greg is the time to beat. That guy's out of battery, but still carrying on. Padge complaining about no grip in the Discord. It is one of those low grip tracks. That guy improves to 12th, but can't beat Camper or Greg. Greg gets through once again by the skin of his teeth. Well, I say the skin of his teeth. He's got almost 3/10. So
it's actually 0.273.
oh, sorry, 3/4
You
per
see
second.
that
Then.
quick maths there? You see that quick maths?
So top 10 only separated by 0.629. Because TD likes to be precise about things. And I did that quick maths before it came up on the screen.
I told Joseph that he called him a TT merchant and he said he can shut up, I've done no practice.
He's got such a quick time trial though. So Frog starts 15th on the grid, Barbarian 14th, Clash in 13th, that guy B12 and Camper, who has scored points in the last 3 races, doing really well at the moment, including a podium in Japan, will start 11th on the grid. That's a very tasty looking top 10. We could have Venicus on pole for the 3rd race running, we could have Josh on pole. Remember, Deflated needs to outscore Josh here by 21 points to be crowned champion today.
Tim.
Hello.
He said he's just got in from work and still doing better times than he's done than you've done in your TT.
Everyone's quicker than me. This is
And then he
an
put in
achievement.
brackets, all jokes and love.
No, I know. I hardly
Well,
did.
it's not because we all hate Josie.
No, we don't. We love Josie.
Yeah, we do. No.
Well, speak for yourself.
I will be back. I might be back in the 5-minute break.
Can you go for a bit longer than that?
I'll leave you alone then. Bye. Bye, Felicia.
So sassy. Potential rain, although I doubt it, says Josh.
You feel better?
Did you just leave and then join back?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're not actually going anywhere?
No, I am actually going there.
Oh, right.
But
okay.
you said for me to go, so I did it as a joke.
Oh. I just assumed you were leaving and rejoining when you were back.
No, I just got a mute. Okay, bye. I'll speak in the 5 minutes.
Okay. So the battle for pole is poised rather nicely. That's cutting the track, CM21. Not really allowed to do that, but he's not gaining anything by doing it, so it's not actually an issue at all. The only problem we have with cutting the track in quali is if you're trying to get back to the pits for a new set of tyres and cutting the time, basically. But because CM21's not pushing on this lap, it's not an issue. But if anything, that will just ruin his tyres a little bit. So Snacks kicks us off, then he hurtles down towards turn 1, first of which to set a time. And Chaz is has not gone for it. So he is backed off. Maybe going for 2 warm-up laps. Maybe ruined his entrance to the final corner, who knows? Either way, Snacks, who was doing some last-minute practice before the race started tonight. hoping to get another pole this season. Very difficult that final sector to get it right, especially in quali where it's your best chance at maximising the grip. 16.6 for Snacks, not the quickest we've seen. That was a 16.0, the quickest we've seen so far. As we have an Alpine off, that is Aya just getting out of the way of drivers on his outlap, so hopefully Steinos wasn't distracted. We have a Ferrari coming to the line. That is Jacob, 16.2, so he's done 16.5 in Q1, 16.5 in Q2, and now 16.2, so Jacob is improving, finding grip out on the track. Steinos, 16 flat. Provisional pole, CM21 with that banker. Puts him in what is now 6th as deflated goes within 4 or 5 milliseconds of a 1 minute 15. What about Josh? Did a practice race on Monday. Deflated and Josh are both in there. Josh ran away with it. And he's running away with this one. 10th and a half now. His grip on pole position. Pretty strong. Oh, as we catch Aya. Getting on the outside curve there at turn 3. And going for a bit of a spin. Benicus, though, having issues too. He's turned off his ERS. It's a 15.8 though. The red light was flashing. Maybe there's a bit of a visual glitch on our screens. Either way, very nice lap there from Avenicus and makes it pretty close to 3 poles in a row. Oh yeah, this will be a chance for him to recharge the battery after that spin. Joseph has set a banker, which can only mean one thing, that he's going again. Less than a second separate the top 8. Really, anyone's guess as to who's going to get pole here. Any of the top 4 are within 0.2 of the top. And Joseph managed them through the middle. So 56.8, 33 seconds to the goods. On for a 1 minute 21 at the moment. Still needs to find some time. As amazingly, it's an almost identical banker lap to Joseph Hales. Joseph then, 4 milliseconds off of his teammate Jacob, slots there into 6th place, has a 2.5 gap back to CM21. Aya does go again after that banker lap, but invalidates. So those first few corners, a bit of a struggle for Aya. CM21 back into the pits. Joseph will be following suit. So no one on a flying lap. Greg coming back out onto the circuit. 5 minutes left of qualifying. Josh provisionally on pole. What will be his 5th pole this season. Venicus fighting for his 3rd pole this season. If that gets pole, it will be his 6th this season, and Steinos, no pole positions in our league so far, only his 4th race appearance. So after quality, we have a 5-minute break between the end of quali and the start of the race. So perfect opportunity to grab a cuppa or use the restroom or whatever you need. Cockamper predicts the pole time will be a 1 minute 15.769, so just under a tenth quicker than what Josh has managed so far. Likely candidates could be Josh, Venicus, Deflated, Steinos. I wouldn't even count out the likes of CM21 or Snacks. They have pole positions this season as well. Those two Ferraris look quick. Are they quick enough to challenge for pole? I wonder. They're 4 tenths off at the moment. Greg, he managed a lap time quicker than that 16.8 in Q2, so I imagine Greg is able to beat that time. Here he starts. He's the only one on track right now. So we have a couple of drivers re-entering the track out of the pit lane at the moment. On board with Greg. Smooth, nice steering. So far so good. I'll be using the curbs. But I like the line. Had a tiny loss of traction, but it's still up on his time through the middle. The stadium section, this is where lap times can be lost or perfected. Get it right, and you gain positions in quali. 16.6 ahead of Snacks, but only P8. I say only P8, that's still very impressive. Everyone out on the track now, even the Venicus coming out there. The only one not to be out on track at the moment is Josh. So let's go on board then with Aya as he starts his next run. 1 minute 40 left on, so if Aya messes this run up, there is still scope for him to go again. Venicus needs to get out of the way. An unconventional spot, but he does nonetheless. I would have appreciated that one. No competitive personal best for Aya so far, so not really sure where this lap time is going to stack up. Took that corner well though. Having a curb on the exit, on the entry. Beautiful that section as well. Maybe has a bit more stability in the car than other people. People getting out of the way. If only people did that in the race, you'd have a lot easier time out there. Either aims for a 16.6 to beat anyone. And there's a 16.4 up into P7. That's very nicely done indeed. Steinos on a lap. Greg has recharged the battery and will go again. Venicus starting a lap time. Josh just coming to the line now with 18 seconds to spare. Gets there pretty comfortably. The first two drivers of the two Ferraris, Jacob has invalidated, but Joseph is going again after that invalidation. So both Ferraris will be the last to cross the line. Aya has backed off after that 16.4, so that's the best he can do. Still, the battle for pole rages. CM21 improves to 4th place with a 16.0. Snacks comes across the line. We said watch out for Snacks. He could be one to put himself up there in the fight. 15.7. Beautiful lap as Deflated invalidates and goes will have to stay fourth for the moment. Steinos has invalidated his time as Greg is coming to the line and has done a very satisfying 57.000 through the middle. But what about his lap time? It is an improvement. It's a 16.5, but it's no improvement. Josh is a tenth up through the middle sector. Needs to find a bit more in the final sector if he wants pole position from Snacks, and he does. He smashes it in the final sector and gets a 2/10 improvement on his time. Joseph Hales, there's a 15.8, it goes P3. What about Jacob? He, no improvement, 6 milliseconds and stays in 8th. But Josh, what a lap time. He needed to find some time in that last sector, and boy did he find it. He found a whole 10th, and that 10th gives him his 5th pole position of the season. Well done, Josh. Many congratulations. Commiserations to Snacks. Put himself up there. Well in the fight. Vinos invalidated, but was 2.5 tenths up, so we'll put him on a maybe into P3 ahead of Joseph. So invalidation maybe has cost Steinos 4 places on the grid there. That's championship leader deflated Wee down in 5th. I was waiting for that. So Josh, this is because TD has gone. It's not. It's just not. So Josh takes his 5th pole position of the season in an attempt to keep his championship hopes alive. Remember, Inflated Wee outscores Josh by 21 points tonight. He will be crowned champion here tonight with 3 races to spare. Snacks on the front row of the grid. Joseph Hales and the Venicus make up row 2. Row 3 is Wee and BRT. Steinos and Jacob on 4th row of the grid, and I and Greg round out the top 10. We have a 5-minute break between now and the start of the race. So if you need to grab a drink or a snack, or if you like TD, grab some food, feel free. In the meantime, we will talk you through one of our featured drivers. Top Gun has left the session, and Frog has lagged out. That is not great. So we have 2 choices, and I'm going to choose this person. Featured driver tonight will be a man by the name of IIRL. Featured driver, in case you're new around here, to IIRL, we ask the drivers to fill out a very kind form about themselves in as much or as little detail as they choose. We read out their form on stream. We try and cover as much of their race as possible. It's a way for us to get to know our drivers a little bit better. So Richie M is the ripe old age of 68. I believe he's the oldest person in our league. He's from the United Kingdom. He works as a cyber security professional. I assume to make sure like the internet websites are safe, that kind of stuff. Make sure people don't hack you. His hobbies and interests include computers and women. His quote, not my quote. He races on a Fanatec wheel Formula V 2.5 DD2 podium with V3 pedals. His favourite driver is Lewis Hamilton, and his best track is Baku. His racing strengths, he says, are not crashing, so keeping it on the track, which I can confirm. His goals for season 5, anywhere in the points, is good for him. And his fun fact about himself, he was once ranked number 1 in the world on Major League Gaming sites on a specific game. He didn't say what that game was, but that is very impressive. guess if you were going to be ranked number one in the world, you'd probably choose Formula One with all the esports hype going on at the moment on social media. I have no idea whether it's starting or not. So keep your eye out for that if you are a fan of F1 esports. She's been a long-standing member of our league. He hasn't raced an awful lot of recent times, but he has done 13 races in the league. He scored 3 points finishes, total of 5 points. He's only DNF'd once, so certainly a strength of his is to keep going in the races. We've known Richie for a good amount of time. Class lad. So in case you missed it earlier, Red Bull have officially won the Constructors' Championship already. They're on 534 total points. They have a 304 point lead on Haas, who are currently in second place. Battle for P2 is very interesting, actually. Haas, AlphaTauri, Aston Martin, Alfa Romeo, Williams, and Mercedes all within 80 points. And that is P2 down to P7 in the championship. So, really, anyone could do that. Anyone could have a good race and propel themselves into P2. Haas look the most likely candidate. They have a 21 point gap on AlphaTauri. However, with 10-10 not racing at the moment, it might give Padge and Greg that opportunity to catch up. But Aston Martin looked pretty quick with Stax and Steinos tonight, so good result. They may even go ahead of AlphaTauri into P3. If he wins tonight, it will be his 6th consecutive win in Assist Tier 1. The current record for IIRL in total is 5 in a row. So Deflated has already equaled that record last week in Texas. So he's going for an outright record tonight for most league races in a row with a win. We are getting underway. Remember, no formation laps, so this is the start. Pole position here may not be the blessing that it normally is with such a long run down to turn 1. It's pretty congested. Looks like they're 3 wide. Trying to make it 4 wide. It's Deflated out of nowhere. Dives it down the inside. That's CM21 you see going off the track. And he may get some time penalties for that. We've got a Mercedes going slow. That's that guy on the inside of turn 2. He's had some issues. But Deflated, what a start. He's got the slipstream off of the other drivers as Joseph is really pushing him. And he's trying to go around the outside. Deflated forces him off track. Avenicus here has got the run out of 5 and has got the move done on Joseph. Joseph will be a little bit disappointed that Deflated has pushed him off track there and he's lost momentum to Avenicus. CM21 you saw going off at the inside of turn 1 as Josh starts to build a bit of a lead. Needs to get his teammate out of DRS. Questions will now turn as Frog we see has ghosted. That's because he lagged out. So he's yet to rejoin his car. Game has opted in for soft compound tyres for this first stint, so he'll have to make do with that as best he can. The 21 though, starting on the softs by choice, I imagine. Top 4 on mediums. Steinos and Aya have dropped out of DRS range of the top 5. They're on the hard compound tyre. That might explain that. CM21 looks for the run on Joseph. Opts for the outside route. Joseph Sticks it nice and deep into turn 4 to try and push CM21 off the track, but CM21 doesn't give up on it. And in the end, those soft tyres are just giving him all the grip in the world. And in the end, Joseph backs out of that move. CM21 up into P4, but the elbows were out between those two. Josh leads by 1.2, yellow flag. We have a spin of that smaller Smiley, and it's a virtual safety car, so I imagine there's probably some damage. And no front wing for smaller Smiley. He will need to come in and get a new one. Only a virtual safety car. I doubt we'll see anyone pit. There's no real benefit at the moment. Just carry on with your strategy. Joseph does pit though. Interesting. Does he have any damage? He's onto the hard compound tyre, and I wonder if he's onto the hard compound for the rest of the race. That'll be an interesting strategy call. Obviously, smaller in as well. You do lose less time in the pit stop under virtual safety car conditions, so Joseph will be hoping that as he comes out of the pit lane, that once everyone makes their pit stop, he will have some kind of advantage on track as the virtual safety car finishes. And everyone gets back up to racing speeds. Battle with Joseph and CM21 has cost CM21 DRS2 Venicus. Deflated trying to close the gap to his teammate out front. Nice battle here for P9. Richie leading the way. Hasn't got DRS, but Camper could be the one to potentially make a move in the next few moments. Richie with the first time penalty of the night due to track limit warnings. 3 seconds will be added onto his final race time. Bit of a slide from CM21. Those soft tyres after 3 or 4 laps will start to go off. Camper opens the rear wing and pretty comfortably flies on by. Richie goes defensive. Barber opts for the outside route for the overtake. Unorthodox one. Usually you see people dive down the inside. Barber has been patient. Good contact. He's backed off there, Barber. That guy will be looking for a move now. Doesn't cut the corner. He's got Snacks behind him who has had a poor lap 1 from his perspective. Not too sure exactly what happens with Snacks. Also, Greg has dropped down to P13, so I'm not too sure what's happened there. Whether it's just the hard compound tyre not giving him the grip he needs, or whether there was an issue. Let's have a look then. Another position change. Richie up 8 places. He started last. And leading this little train. Richie, though, not too far away from getting back in DRS range of Aya, but certainly down this pitch straight now, he is going to struggle in terms of top speed. Steinos getting past CM21 in the foreground there. You can see them going side by side. Richie does get overtaken. He sticks around the outside. Barber decent traction through 2. Did lose the rear end slightly as a result. That guy's capitalised and Richie is now down into 11th. That guy looking for a move. Breaks himself slightly. Richie slings it around the outside, off the track, bit of contact. And Greg's dropped it. Greg has dropped it out of turn 6. Oh, so heartbreaking for Greg. Battle here between Steinos and the Aston Martin. Jacobs behind. CM21's ahead. Avenicus has overtaken Deflated in the last few moments. And all three of them are in DRS range of each other. Avenicus now looking for the lead of the race and gets it. Josh will not have DRS. I wonder then if Deflated could use this opportunity to get past his teammate. All this season we have seen a trend that whenever these two Red Bulls are close to each other on track, Deflated has always led his teammate, and when a safety car has come out, Josh has had to double stack and he's lost quite a lot of positions as a result over the course of this season. CM21 still fighting on those worn soft compound tyres. Frog keeps messing with the lobby, says Snacks, so I wonder if there's some lobby issues as Frog desperately tries to get back into this race. Snacks is ghosted. I assume he's had some connection problems, as that guy gets a time penalty. Stay on board with these three then for the time being. Avenicus has started to drop those two Red Bulls and out of the final corner. Don't think Josh will have DRS. Two battles to watch right now. Deflated on his teammate. Gets the move done. Steinos now under pressure from not only CM21 but Jacob in the background. CM21. Good race up. Jacob forced a little bit off track, but I think it was an ambitious overtake. If I'm being a bit realistic, that's the more realistic overtake. And he gets that one down up into 5th place as Jacob, but for how much longer? Steinos, I'm sure, will be fighting back. Higher now. At the front of this train was Richie. The Alpines have switched over. Higher leads Cocampa, that guy in Barber. Those three out in the lead of the race have a 6-second window to P4. Definitely looking like their podium dreams and hopes could easily, to be honest, become a reality. That guy, a bit of a nudge on Barbar, he's desperate to try and get past. Snacks has rejoined and left again. Very disconnection. Josh overtakes his teammate with the DRS. As Avenicus has officially dropped those two Red Bulls now. Could very well see some kind of Red Bull spat here. If in the events of both Red Bulls crashing and burning, championship would not be decided today. So wouldn't be the end of the world for Josh, but he does need to score points tonight. Certainly gain points on Deflated. He's going well up there. Joseph Hale's just overtaken Richie. Richie's had a bit of a spin through the S section, but Joseph has, after that pit stop, started to make his way through the field. He's passed Greg and Snacks, who's still struggling with connection issues. Greg had a spin earlier, that's why Joseph is now ahead. Deflated, makes a move on his teammate Josh. So Joseph only 5 seconds behind Padge, and he has made the pit stop that he needed to. Theoretically, Joseph can go to the end of this race, but doing 34, 35 laps on a set of hard compound tyres. We'll have to wait and see how realistic that is. CM21 off the track at turns 2 and 3. Didn't see what happened. He was in a battle with Steinos and possibly Jacob. Steinos has lost 4 seconds on Jacob, so I wonder if there was some contact between Steinos, Jacob and CM21 that we don't know about. we will have to wait and see if anything is reported to the steward. But at the moment, Jacob has a 4-second lead on fourth. Vanicus is still pulling away from those Red Bulls. 2.4 is the gap. Barber gets passed by that guy. Very difficult to keep up with all the action here. I apologise if I missed some of it. Battle to watch could be between that guy and Amber. Seems to have the bit between his teeth and seems to be the aggressor. The one looking to make something happen. Gabba doing really well though. Identical strategies for Barbar, that guy, and Cog Campus, so it could come down to an undercut decision as to who wins in this big battle. I obviously will be staying out in this opening stint. But we'll have a better set of tyres on for the final stint of this race. Questions will be, when does CM21 pit off those soft compounds? And what tyre does he go on to? Those medium runners, decent situation. I imagine it will be a medium hard. As Snacks cuts a corner and gets a 5-second penalty. And he's done it again. Can only assume he's into the pits to retire. Usually a decent sign. This battle's heating up. Got off the track. Oh, he's lost traction! And that could have ended in a horrible crash. Snacks retires in the pits. That is hard luck. Theorising that NLT's frog internet issues could be the reason why he can't connect at the moment. If that is the case, that is horrible luck. So yes, that was very interesting between that guy and Aya. Looked like hard racing. That guy attempted to overtake off the track, which I guess you could say was a little bit naughty, but thankful that everyone's in one piece. CM21 still going decently paced on that soft compounds. And he's still got pitsing, so he feels comfortable out there. In case you missed it, we are II Racing League. We race 3 times a week on Twitch. Tuesday nights we have our no assist races. We're watching Aya dropping the rear end through 2. Those hard compound tyres not giving the grip he needed. And also heartbreak for Aya, who was on for some more points in Mexico. You are watching the assist tier 1. Drivers are allowed to use some, but not all of the assists. Most of the drivers here use Racing Line. Sunday nights are assist tier 2. Exactly the same, but maybe not as quick. Richie is boxed in the last couple of laps, which we did miss. Onto the soft compounds. Snacks, dumb game. AI messed up my whole grip, and Frog kept rejoining, causing his game to crash. That is not great. We'll have to maybe have a discussion about that after the race, just to see what we can do to make the game a bit more stable, perhaps. CM21. giving Barber an awful lot of room, but he is the one overtaken, so I guess we can let him off. Makes that move up to P7, recovery drive, after going off earlier in the track. The pit stops this lap to tell you about that guy. Padge and I are all boxing onto new medium tyres. Still, nothing really to separate the top three. Vanica still leads by 2.7. Josh is still within DRS of his teammate. Jacob still has a 4-second lead on Steinos. Steinos is starting to inch away from Camper. It's absolutely fine, Snacks. You do what you need to do, mate. Real life comes first. Deflated pits. One to trigger the undercut. And it's medium tyres for deflated. He's on a 2-stop. And if I'm honest, I like this call. I like it because it's aggressive. The one caveat for deflated, he needs to overtake quickly. He's going to be quicker. And the question will now be, what does Josh do? What does Avenicus do? Certainly for deflated, his job is to get past this battle as soon as they can. But with 3 drivers all battling for P6, we've got Joseph on the hards. That grip may not be amazing. Joseph and deflated have had many a collision. Joseph takes to the escape road for that one. Deflated looking to not literally bully his way through, but he needs to force his way through pretty quickly. CM21 is on old soft compound tyres. This is torture for deflated. I know he's only been stuck behind him a couple of corners, but every time he has to lift off, it gives Avanicus a chance, who is into the pits and is coming out on another set of medium compound tyres. There you can see the gap between deflated and the former race leader Avanicus, and it's still 2.5 seconds. We got a big fight. Any contacts? Don't think so. CM21 taking avoiding action. Certainly been a very fun race to watch, and what is very noteworthy at the moment, Joseph Hales is 2 seconds behind deflated. Joseph Hales boxed on lap 2 for those hard compound tyres, and theoretically doesn't have to pit again. CM21 will have to pit soon off those soft compound and gets a 3-second time penalty in the process. Hard defending from Barbar, who was ghosted. Not exactly sure what happened there. He's lagged out, that's why. Lots of people lagging out. Josh boxes 2 laps after his teammate. You can see on the map, deflated is gone. He has dropped his teammate with that 2-lap undercut, and Josh is onto exactly the same tyre strategy. Medium, medium, what I imagine in the last stint will be soft. So Avenicus leads this race by 2.5 seconds to deflated. Josh is 4 seconds behind his teammate. Jacob leads this race, but he hasn't pitted yet. Neither has Steinos. CM21 needs to pit. Barbar needs to pit, and so does Greg. Barbar has rejoined. The deflated here needs to get past Steinos without losing too much time. DRS open. The championship leader. And, not massively sure why Steinos fought it that hard, but each to their own. Steinos into the pits. Venicus here now. Onto the race leader Jacob, who I assume is coming to the one stop, otherwise he would have pitted by now. Venicus takes the lead. So Venicus will be hoping that Jacob boxes this lap, just because then Deflated won't get the DRS on that Ferrari car. It's not been plain sailing for Smaller. He's made an early pit stop in this race around lap 3 or 4. He's having a good battle with his old buddy NLT Frog. These two know each other very well. Steinos, after that pit stop, has been undercut by Padge, but Steinos did stay out a long time. Next week, we have round 21 action as Venicus sets the fastest lap of the race. Jacob boxes as Deflated goes into second place in the Grand Prix. Josh is in third. Joseph Hales, after making that early pit stop, finds himself in P4 and doing very, very well. CM21 is still out on those soft compound tyres. 17 laps now. What on earth is this strategy from CM21? Come in for a set of mediums before you get a puncture. But if CM21 makes this work, it will be an absolutely fantastic strategy. Battle now heating up. Jacob just come out of the pits on the hard compound tyre, not quite warm yet. Bit of argy-bargy between Steinos and Jacob. Jacob almost tags Steinos but gets away without contact. CM21, oh, mistake. Goes wide. And has he got a puncture? He does. A left rear puncture, I believe. And well, you could say that's commentator's curse, to be honest. He's really struggling out there. You can see how deformed that rear left is. CM21, puncture on lap 19 on 18 lap old soft compound tyres. Oh, and a huge moment into the pits. He'll go on to, I imagine, a medium set. There's no such thing as the commentator's curse, Steely. But we were all thinking it. It's not just me. This is the only battle on track. Smaller and Frog still battling away, but quite as close as this battle. Jacob looks to fake Cod Camper. Even called it yourself. Hey, it was just common sense. It wasn't commentator's curse. Venicus looks like he's just got a bit too much of the Red Bulls tonight. Very quick, says Salty Stevens. I believe so. But we've got contrasting motivations for this race. Venicus will just be looking to get some bragging rights here as the season comes to a close. Deflated obviously leads by 66 points. He will gain 3 more points on Josh, meaning the gap will be 69 points with 86 remaining going into next week's Brazilian Grand Prix, the final sprint of the season. Red Bull have already won the Constructors with a dominating season. Josh and Deflated obviously battling for the title in the same team. Padge having a great race. Has a 5-second lead on 10th place IIRL. Not too far away from the likes of Cog Camper. When those soft tyres are going on for Cog Camper, Padge will pounce, I imagine. And could be in with a potential move for 8th. Jacob can go to the end. I'm not too sure if Joseph can go to the end. He's still got 15 laps to do on those hards. And they're already, I reckon, about 40% worn at the moment. CM21 and Greg boxing recently. Looking to catch up to Barber. Oh, that guy has been overtaken by Steinos down the main straight with DRS. Steinos having to P5, 6 seconds off of Joseph Hales. But Steinos will be reeling in Joseph pretty quickly. 5.6, 14 lap tyre difference. And the quickest set for Steinos. Josh, by the way, is really starting to gain on his teammate. The gap was 3 or 4 seconds. It's now 1.3. I reckon Deflated has had some kind of incident somewhere, some kind of mistake. He's lost a couple of seconds to Avenicus. And we may start to see that Red Bull civil war reignited. CM21, bit of contact with Greg. Decent move from CM. Plenty of battles starting to appear. We've still got Frog and Smaller at the back. But this is the battle to be watching right now. See if that guy can get past Steinos with the DRS. I wonder what's happening out there with Deflated. He's not losing any more time to Avenicus, but Josh just seems to have found an extra gear. Not literally. Equal car performance and everything. He just seems to have kicked it into overdrive a little bit. Avenicus, though, is maintaining the lead of this race beautifully. 5.8 seconds now. And Josh seems to be the one with all the momentum. We haven't seen two Red Bulls awfully close in real life that recently. It's nice to supplement that with our sim racing league. Josh has gained half a second on Avenicus in this first sector, just because of the DRS that he got from Deflated and the move he made. I wonder if Josh has the pace here to start closing the gap to the race leader, and I wonder if Deflated has the pace to stay with his teammate. Josh knows all too well how to build a gap at Mexico and maintain that lead. This is one of his favourite tracks. The gap has stabilised out front, 5.1 through the majority of this lap. Avenicus has got decent pace still. Josh has got 1 lap tyre advantage on Avenicus. Deflated has 2 less tyre advantage on Josh, and that's why he can't get close enough to make a move. Joseph boxes 21 laps on that hard compound of tyre. He has done a marvellous shift, and now for the final 12 laps of this race, goes on to a brand new set of soft compound tyres. He's going to be absolutely flying but he is going to have to do a lot of overtaking if he wants to get back into the business end of the points. But if Joseph manages it, it will be a great drive. Battle rages once again. Steinos, Jacob, and that guy. Steinos has just hunted down and passed Joseph in the pits. Jacob is sticking with him. That guy is making his presence known as well. Cogcamper is battling with Padge. We said Padge would close up to Cogcamper as those soft tyres got worn. Joseph up into P9, but it does have a time penalty that we should remember. Just the 3 seconds for those 3 penalised at the moment. Josh has gained 6/10 on the race leader. That last lap was 5.1, now 4.5 with 11 laps remaining. Can Josh do this? But really, Josh needs to win every single race from now on. Deflated can still win the championship without winning races. Just needs to score points consistently. Podiums will definitely help. And I imagine after Brazil we'll have a lot clearer picture. Josh is the first to box. Remember, these three leaders are on a 2-stop strategy. Medium, medium, and now Josh is the one to trigger the undercut. This is a very good move, in my opinion. That guy boxes. Jacob looking for a move down the inside of Steinos. Steinos being perhaps a little bit stubborn, making that Aston Martin very wide. Very wide cars anyway, those Formula 1 vehicles, but Steinos making it even wider. Jacob opts for the outside route, swings it around. Steinos, oh, Jacob forces him off track. But this is my corner. Back off, and again forces him off track. Venicus boxes, he's the one to respond immediately from Josh's undercut attempts. Deflated though, staying out. And just a bit of a glitch there. Venicus wasn't held that long. As Venicus comes out of the pit lane, Josh is very close. And he's going to have all the momentum down to turn 1. There you can see Venicus in the foreground. Josh's tyres are up to temperature, but Venicus needs to take care in this first sector not to make any mistakes here. The gap was 4.5. Certainly smaller than that now. Our timing screens are a bit bugged. Please fix. By the way, Deflated should be in this lap for the second of his 2 stops. Lap 27 is coming to an end, and we've got 9 laps remaining. Josh is really gaining. The battle, though, continues to rage. Steinos, Jacob, nothing to give. fastest lap completed has been swallowed up in that pit stop window. Jacob looks to break the slipstream. Steinos has the rear wing open for the DRS. Look how much he's gained in the second half of that straight. Jacob defending really well. Steinos keeps the car in the choke just about. Will lose some momentum. Might not have a go at him into turn 4. He may not be close enough. Really good battle as we have Greg and CM21 fighting into turn 1. CM21 looking to get past with the DRS. Greg just had to drop out of that one. And let's CM21 get that move done. These top 3 now will be battling for fastest lap of the race. If you're on the soft compound tyre and not in the top 3, well, I feel very sorry for you because your fastest lap attempts will be all in vain, I imagine. Venicus leads this race by 2.1 seconds. Top 3 executing a medium, soft 2-stop strategy here in Mexico as Steinos boxes again. Didn't have to. He started on the hard compound, now the medium, so he is going for a soft compound tyre, thinking that this will give him the edge in his battle with Jacob. And Steinos gets back underway. He will get overtaken by Barbar, CM21, Greg, possibly Cogcamper. Here's Greg. Makes the move. Steinos had the DRS on Jacob before the pit lane, so he got the DRS coming out of the pits. That's what kept him in P8. Been a fascinating race. Mistakes, of course. No one's perfect, but we've seen some very strong performances out there. Steinos, it's a matter of time, mate. Don't do anything too risky. Barber, that's a little bit too aggressive for my liking. Trying to cut Steinos out of room, but by that point Steinos is already alongside. And Steinos now sets to work trying to gain into the top 6. Jacob has a 4.2 lead on his teammate Joseph. Joseph can see him in the foreground and will be hoping those soft tyres give him enough grip to catch up. Out in the front, Venicus has stabilised the gap to 2.2. Deflated is 4.1 seconds off his teammate. That undercut attempt by Josh was just too good. And I think Deflated will be satisfied with a podium. He just needs to keep racking up points and eventually he will get that championship. Maybe not tonight, but possibly next week in Brazil. Remember, next week in Brazil we have a sprint format race, the last of the season, as that guy and CM21 have both got time penalties on the 31st lap of this Grand Prix. CM21 making a move around the outside of Greg. Nice move. Kept it on track as well. Very nice. Hello, Johnny B. How are you doing, buddy? You've joined us in a very fascinating Mexican Grand Prix. We've had overtakes galore, we've had a few mistakes, plenty of time penalties to mull over. That guy has 6 seconds, so Steinos could be in for another place. All of the top 3 executing 2-stop strategies, medium, soft. to great effect, but truth be told, they have just had a lot more pace than anyone else tonight. Joseph pitted on lap 2. So that's why he's not quite up there with the top 3. Definitely capable. But Joseph is gaining on Jacob. There's Steinos in the foreground. He made a move a couple of laps ago and already has a 5-second lead on this bunch. Greg has made his way to the front of this pack, where out of the final corner he will not get the DRS. I wonder if there's going to be a double overtake here from Barbar and CM21. Oh, his driver's really struggling out there. Closer you spend to more drivers around you, the less confident you might feel, the less grip you might have. Barbar Jr. having any points. He's hoping for a P8 which will give him 4 valuable points in the championship. Has have P2 in the championship at the moment and have a 30-second point lead. 30-second point lead? 30-point lead, shall I say, to Aston Martin in 3rd. Off the track from Cobb Camper. He just needs to stay within penalty range of CM21 here. And Cobb Camper will get yet another 10th place. He's finished 10th place in the last 2 Grand Prix. Oh, and CM21's barging his way past. He's hitting Barbar. And now Cobb Camper thinks better of it. Pretty wise, in my opinion. Cobb Camper is a very good racing driver. He's starting to gain now on his teammate. Gap was 4 seconds, now 2.7. With only 3 laps remaining, is it too little too late? Hello Top Gun, hope you're all well. Three wide, into turn 1, contact with Cod and Barbar. The CM21 trying to force his way through. Cod Camper off the track. Hard to keep up with all this action. Joseph Hills is within DRS range of Jacob, but with that time penalty, Joseph needs to get past and get a 3-second gap. Aya has retired in the pit lane. Wasn't in the points, unfortunately. Had a good qualifying though, did Aya. The leaders exit turn 3 on lap 34. 3 laps to go. 3 and a bit laps to go for this bunch. Hard to take your eyes off this action. Joseph has overtaken his teammate down the main straight with DRS. Now, Joseph will be hoping to get a 3-second gap on his teammate. Those soft tyres for Joseph are really going to hit a cliff now. Might be too much of a tall order to get that 3-second gap with only 3 laps remaining. But Camper uses the DRS really well. Gets past Barbar well before turn 1. CM21 looking for a move. CM21 had a moment, I believe, with Steinos and Jacob earlier in the race and lost a good chunk of time. That's why CM21 is down there. And since he's been involved in this battle, it's been very difficult to get out of the battle. Slightly calmer race on Sunday, please. I agree. Let's just have a nice chill one. Let's just all drive around at 100 miles an hour. Everyone just stay in 3rd gear the whole time. Oh, more contacts. Thankfully, no one flying off the racetrack. Safety cars will not come out now. Venica's stamping his authority. 3.2 he leads. Main quest now for the top three. Do not get a time penalty. Josh gets a time penalty. Ray will finish ahead of him. If Venicus gets a time penalty, he may lose the race win. CM21 really struggling under braking with these old medium compound tyres. Levelling up a switchback. Oh, it's beautiful. That is a lovely move. And I know they're on old tyres. Barber has plenty of ERS left. Somehow. CM21 looking to fight. Bit of contact. Oversteer galore. And somehow they all still stay in this Grand Prix. I think Barber got an illegal overtake on CM21. He's lifted off there and let him back past. Joseph trying to get that gap on Jacob. Needs 3 seconds. Steely P1, Sungon P2, Matty P3. I can't deal with another P2, Steely. Not again. It's either P1 or go bust. This bunch start their final lap of the race as Barber has been caught by Padge. Padge may get points here. Actually, no, he's got time penalties. He may not get points after all. Barber, though, just needs to stay within penalty range of CM21. Out front, though, of Venicus. Since taking the lead in the first stint, he's not put a foot wrong. His pace has been phenomenal. His consistency has been flawless. And his pit stop strategy has been solid. He wins in Mexico. And Josh comes home to finish in second, deflated, finishing on the podium. It doesn't really matter if his teammate outscored him by 3 points here tonight. He still leads the championship by a whopping 63 points, with a possible 86 to play for. Next week in Brazil could be Deflated's crowning moment, as Joseph, fantastic comeback in this Grand Prix, has to be said, as Smaller Smiley gets the fastest lap of the race. Jacob gets his teammate on penalties. That guy will lose out to Steinos on time penalties as well on the line. Greg was running outside the points for the first stint of this Grand Prix after spinning early on. He has had a magnificent comeback to finish in P8, and Cog Camper excuse me, picks up more points. That's 4 in a row for Cog Camper. He is on a rich reign of form. Padge does get a point by overtaking CM21 on time penalties in the end. That is a good result for Padge. Oh my goodness. That was pretty frantic at the end. Let's... Oh yes, and CM21, let's not forget, had a puncture earlier in the race as well, after going 17 laps on a soft compound tyre in the first stint. So that is something that we can't forget about. As the podium rings, it is victory for Venicus, and that is his first race victory in IRL. He got his first pole position 2 weeks ago in Qatar. He got his second pole last week in Texas, and now in Mexico gets his first race victory in IRL. Well done, Venicus. Many congratulations, and well deserved. Outside the points, we have Barbar, CM21, Smaller Smiley, and NLT Frog. Aya is still technically classified, so no DNF for him. Richie and Snacks retired pretty early in this race. Let's invite some peeps. Once again, we're going to hear from the top 3. We're used to hearing from Deflated and Josh, but interesting to see what Venicus thinks of that race. Just needs to find everyone.
Where's TD go? He was here earlier. Where's he go?
Oh, TD left at the end of quality. He had to go somewhere.
there.
Well, hello, everyone. Um,
Evening.
that was certainly fun. Joseph Ells, well, that gamble didn't work. Hey, I will. I know I joked and said you're a TT merchant in quali. I take that all back. Genuinely, that was a great race from me. So, yeah, Joseph, you should be proud of that P5 from where you were. Very, very impressive. We have Venicus and deflated in the pilot. We're still waiting for Josh, but that's fine. We can wait for
He's upset he didn't win his best track.
him. Well, let's have a chat with the Venicus. I mean, 2 weeks ago, first pole. You get your second pole last week, and now you get your first race victory in IRL. You're on some kind of racing drugs. Can I have whatever you're having, please?
I'm having like pasta before every race. Literally, I just have either like pasta and I get like basically nothing in the morning. That's what I'm having.
Well, it seems to be working for you.
Oh,
Talk us through that race, because obviously you were behind the two Red Bulls in the first few laps, and then all of a sudden you took the lead and just ran away with it a little bit.
I honestly don't understand my pace either today. I got past, I think it was, what was it, Joseph, and then Snacks dropped back under the VSC. And by the point VSC came out, I was behind both of these two that are currently in. Um, I was right on the back of Deflated off the VSC. DRS pass, pretty much easy. Despite my high wings, I don't know how the hell I managed that. Um, and then overtake on Josh, just managed to pull away, and I didn't seem to look back. The one thing that I was slightly concerned of would be the undercut that each of them got on each stint. But I had to react anyway. But yeah, it all paid off in the end, and here we are.
And reactions of Anarchus, you've gone from P11 tonight in the championship to P7. A remarkable jump, and to be honest, you're not far away from P4 in the championship. A couple more good results, and
Hmm.
yeah, that would be amazing for you. So, what are your thoughts about Brazil next week? Obviously, sprint race, so a little bit different again. Plenty of points on offer. You're in a good run of form.
For some reason, I seem to do extremely well on sprint weekends, other than the sprint, as we've seen in both Qatar and Texas.
You got 5
So,
points in. You got fourth place in the sprint at Qatar.
yes,
So,
but I also got 3 seconds penalties, and I lost
wow,
the on-track win.
who didn't get penalties in Qatar? Let's be honest.
That's a good point.
It's
Um, but I think it'll go well. I am unsure of my pace compared to other people at Brazil, but we'll see how it goes.
well, congratulations once again. First race victory for Venicus and IRL, well deserved,
Thank you.
and yeah, hopefully more of the same next week in Brazil. Josh, P2, you gain 3 points on your teammate in the championship. Maybe not quite as many as you were hoping for, but still, you keep the championship alive for another week.
Well, it might be more interesting for the viewers, but we all know it's gone, so championship doesn't really matter. I just wanted to win tonight and didn't, so a bit disappointing, really.
Yeah, it's just not quite fallen into place this season. It's not that you're not driving great. It's just I think you've not been quite as fortunate this season. Um, but
Um, I mean, this race reminded me of Bahrain last season when Killian won. I felt like I was the fastest car, but I got overtaken for the lead and then lost DRS. Like I had like 2 bad laps, like exactly like Bahrain last season, and then I found myself so far off the lead, and then for the rest of it, I was the quickest car. Then, but it wasn't enough. So yeah, it was just when Evenicus overtook me. I swear I was literally within a second of the DRS line, but I didn't get it. And then at that point, I was driving terribly for a few laps. So after that, it was all right after the first pit stop, but obviously too far behind. Then I think I was about 8.5 seconds behind after the first pit stops. So to make that up, it was almost impossible. And then I just pit early for softs just in case, because I wanted to get within 3 seconds just in case he got a penalty, but he never did anyway. So yeah, GG to him. He was rapid today. Definitely more consistent than what I was in the first stint, and that's what won in that race really.
And yeah, it was nice to see he didn't have to double stack behind deflated this week. so
No
many
safety
times
cars.
he, so many times he got
Fair.
to double stack. So yeah, that's Brazil next week. Thoughts?
Pace is going to be shocking. My worst track for quali pace, put it that way. So
Really?
I don't think I've ever qualified in the top 5 at Brazil, and I think we've done 3 races. I've done 3 races there. So plus I might be a bit slower next week for other reasons anyway. So
Fair enough.
potentially might turn ABS off because the championship's gone. Depends how I feel.
Well, I would say don't turn it off unless it's mathematically gone. I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat in the league would want you to carry on until it's not mathematically possible anymore. So, because you never know. Um, Deflate's clearly an awful driver. He DNFs so much.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
He's the luck merchant.
Oh, is it?
I'm
Yeah,
just
I thought
joking.
Green Flag Racing is P3.
Well, Deflated, I imagine you'll be pretty irritated that you didn't get the winning record tonight.
Yeah, that was my only goal. If I win, then I'm chuffed, and it's like, oh, I don't care for the rest of the season. I've got this record. I'm chuffed. So
Still, 5 wins in a row
Levenic's
is.
pace was really annoying me. I was like, I can't catch him. I got a part. It's just your pace just dropped off, and I don't know why. I was
Yeah,
ahead
no,
of
that's
him, and
where I
I was
lost the
like, I'm
race.
comfortable hit where I am. I couldn't catch Levenica. Like,
I
there
had
was a couple of
2.
laps when I was moody. I was like, for some reason, in my head was like, is he cheating? I was like, no, that's stupid. Don't do that.
on
So
Xbox.
yeah, I was like, that's stupid. Don't do that. So yeah, then yeah. And I tried something different, pitting later and trying to come back, but I couldn't do it.
Well, it's been a valiant run, 5 in a row. Equalled the record. That's something to hold on to.
I hate
And
this game.
as we say, 63-point lead. So if you can get, um, uh, I can't bother to work out the maths. I'll do it for the next race. I think it's 20 points, and you'll win the championship
Something like that.
between now
What's
and
the
the
gap?
end.
Something like
So
that.
63.
yeah,
Yeah.
63 is 86 left. So
So there'll be
24 points, and you win
52. I need to
between.
outscore him by 12 points, I think,
Yeah, something like that. But,
which will probably not happen, but you never know. You never know.
oh,
Because
Joseph
the
says
and
deflated.
Codemasters can't make a consistent server. I don't have a consecutive wins. I'm fuming. The
Imagine winning
poor.
5 races.
Oh well.
Joseph says that deflated had very little patience on the opening lap. We saw your first
I saw
lap.
that.
You went down the inside into turn one, and you got 3 people.
I didn't
That was a
like
great
doing
move.
that at all. I didn't like that at all. I was thinking I wanted to go around the outside, and I saw stuff was happening over there, so I was like, "Do I do it?" And I was like, just why not?" It
I
somehow
saw you
worked. I've
pull off
no
on the
idea how.
inside as well.
I'm happy I
Just
Just
didn't
like,
split
decided,
stack,
I
so
need
I
to go
felt so bad.
this way.
just decided why not. I'm going to go down the inside of 3 people at turn one.
It worked somehow. I don't know how.
It did. It looked really good on stream as well. So yeah, you can watch that one back.
Oh,
Brazil next week, deflated. How's that for you?
oh. The setups are weird. In time trial, you need to have high wings, when in the race, if you run them, you're dead. So it's going to be annoying. I might start at the back because I feel like I want to at some point in the season, and I would do it
You
at
got
Abu
2
Dhabi.
races
But
to.
no, I would do it at Abu Dhabi, but I want to get the records there. So I'm going to do that one.
Well, you can drop back
Fastest
to
lap in
last
Abu
after turn
Dhabi,
1.
I want the quality record.
Just drop back to last after turn 1.
Oh, that's an idea.
or just bin it on the opening lap.
No, I don't want to pin it.
True.
But yeah, we need some donuts deflated in the last race. Just saying.
You'll be too busy
If
trying to win,
you
a little sweat.
If and when I win it before the championship, before then, I'll do some quality, do donuts in quality, and then Abu Dhabi.
All right. Well, it's been a very interesting Mexican Grand Prix. If you're watching it back, hopefully you enjoy it Remember, it's on the Twitch for 2 weeks, and it's on the YouTube channel, which is in the chat as well. II Racing League on YouTube. Next week, we're in Brazil for a sprint race, but not before we have our SSD 2 race on Sunday. Same again, Mexico, full quali and 50% feature race. Join us. There's going to be more track limit penalties. There's going to be more action. And on Tuesday, join us for the first of 3 final sprint races to close off the season. Will John be able to take the championship next week? We have to be able to find out. And same on Thursday, Deflated could take the championship this time next week. 82 is a bit more complex, so you need to find out what happens between now and the end of the season. But thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for the chat. Thank you to all the racers. You've been great out there tonight. And we will see you on Sunday night. Bye.